And after winning the Super Bowl, our title defense starts now. Well, technically, it honestly started in the offseason where we went to sign Tyreek Hill, adding another guy to our wide receiver group. We added a new offensive lineman in Sawyer, though also drafted a successor in Carvey. But really, where it came down to it was on the defensive line, deciding what to do at DT, trade up everything for one guy, high risk, high reward, or play a little bit of money ball, go with the guy available at our pick. That is what we went with, drafting Carlos Bates, and he will be getting the start as the base package DT. Outside of that, we also added another safety to the group in Brothers, who will also be getting the start over Hunter. But with that, we welcome Season 5. We will be going through at least one full season here. Then, depending on time to the next Madden 25, and based off of your guys' opinions, which there will be a vote when we get towards the end of the regular season as to what we do after this season. But we will have a title defense year, and we will have a multi-year sim after we decide whatever is our final full season. So we start off against a very familiar foe, the Atlanta Falcons. We played them 3 times last year, week 18 and in the wild card being the most recent. Since then, they have added a new quarterback in Michael Kitchens. We'll see if they do end up starting him. He has the tag. Desmond Ridder has done pretty solid though for him. Obviously, when it comes to their offense, it's Bijan Robinson, and at tight end, it's Kyle Pitts. Where they still have some guys helping out, Drake London, Tutu Atwell did really well against us. They also have Jamison Davis, who's been pretty solid. Their offensive line, outside of their right guard starter in Lindstrom, pretty average. And as for their defensive line, it's starting to dip a little bit. Sam Hubbard, I think this might be his first year here with them, perhaps. He's a 76. Then they got Dorrance Armstrong, a 78. And then DJ Reader, a 79. Their top options are all regressing, though they do have at least one promising young talent in Terrence McCall. As for possible edge rush, well, you got Arnold, 83. He might be able to do a little bit. Not as much help on the opposite side with Dorian Williams. And then off ball, again, just a lot of average guys here. Anthony Walker and Derek Barnes, both 76s. Though someone who we could see is the rookie in Trey Compton, drafted out of Oklahoma State, once again has the day 1 starter tag. As for their DB group, well, AJ Terrell Jr. still here. He's a 93. Jeff Okuda still there at 83. So their outside corners staying the same. Not sure if Murphy Bunting is a new addition for them in 80, though they also have another day 1 starter tagged rookie in Torrey Hall, who maybe could play some slot perhaps. We'll see if they end up pushing him out there at all. Jesse Bates did fantastic for him last year. He's still around, as well as Grant Delpit. And for us, we're pretty much bringing back the same starting group. Offense, we did obviously add Sawyer, talked about that, Tyreek Hill. Besides that, everyone else still here. Defensively, we did add Bates and Brothers. Those are the 2 new starters. Everyone else still sitting at the same spot, though we do have a new specialist getting added with the rush DT of Jarrett. If he doesn't perform, then we're definitely going to give Bates the opportunity. Plus, we also have Casey Palmer, who might need some playing time. But with that all said, it's time to get Season 5 underway. And we are underway for a new season. Murray set back to return, and return he will. Following some blocks, finds a little bit of space down the middle, and we will start at the 30 with the now old style of kick return. But Bryce Young in this offense ready to get things going, and he had a pretty good second half of the season after coming back from injury. Hopefully a much cleaner year for him this year, but it's Chuba Hubbard to start us off, and we might have a touchdown, the very first play as he just gets there before the tank runs empty. Chuba Hubbard, play 1 of season 5 goes to the house. Oh, what a welcome back for us, and a fun way to start for the rookie quarterback in Kitchens, who is going to be the day 1 starter and immediately throws a pick on his very first NFL snap, at least in regular season. Very clearly, this Panthers team is already hungry for that repeat as the offense right back out. Only one play for both sides to start us off, as we're looking for something to get downfield, though not much opening. Young trying to extend the play, and he will have to throw it away. Falcons end up finally catching a break. We'll have a 2nd and 10 as we go to the single back set. Chuba Hubbard down the middle trying to find a lane. He'll pick up about apparently just 2, according to the referee. With the first push, looked like it was closer to a gain of 4, though, from the booth, maybe just didn't quite see it. 3rd and 8. As we look to spread the ball out a little bit. Get it out just in time to avoid the sack. Looked like Young was trying to go to Chuba Hubbard. Didn't have enough time. So Cole Ford out to kick his first field goal of the season. Snap down, or hold down, kick is up, and it's through. So with just a couple minutes off the clock in this game, we've already seen our Super Bowl MVP score, the best DB from last year get a pick, and the best kicker kick a field goal. Pretty good start as they try to get to the outside. We contain Robinson as Edwards crashes down. And we're really relying on him to make sure that our safety group is ready to go. This season, obviously, Brothers getting the start. First NFL start for him, as well as that throw is to the left side. Drake brings it in. And honestly, that's probably what Kitchens needs. A couple of shorter, easier passes to regain his confidence. As it's 3rd and 5, they have the stick concept, though it's open downfield, spinning off the tackle of Brothers, gaining an additional about 5. Big play there for the Falcons, getting them going a little bit here as they come out spread empty to follow. To the outside, wide open, easy play to find Pitts with a gain of 6. But it's a really good indication, though, for the rookie, seeing him still throwing the ball around after that early interception. As they go to Davis, a flag is down that looked very well timed, but the referees don't agree. Over the last few years, this Panthers defense has been called on a lot of DPIs that arguably should not have been given. But it's what we have to deal with. A little bit of some play action. Gets the tight end open underneath. That one, I'm pretty sure, is my favorite tight end just my favorite Falcon from last year in O'Neal. In a couple of our closer games last season, he made quite a few mistakes that very much helped us out. As it's a quick near stop there from Hodgins will end up being a gain of 1 for Robinson. We obviously know, seeing the Falcons a lot, they like to get Robinson out in space. That's going to be one of the big things for us in this one. As speaking of big hit alert, Newsome. He just took Pitts off his feet, something he clearly is not quite used to. So now a field goal attempt instead here for the Falcons. They'll get on the board as that one is right down the middle. So after a pretty slow start there from the Falcons, a good answer, though we still have a lead, and now we have the ball. As they send the blitz, we get it out to Boston, who has to fight for those 4. And we all know that he essentially had his Rookie of the Year award stripped from him. He should have been the winner. It was a close race, though, between him and the Packers quarterback. And it's not even bias really coming through with that. Nearly 1,000 yards for Boston in his rookie year. We look to go his way a lot more this season, though. On 3rd and 4, we're looking for Chuba Hubbard with some blocks out in front. That's going to be a first down, though not going to get by the linebacker, 43. Obviously, Chuba Hubbard broke off the big run earlier, but you could tell the age is getting there a little bit. Feels like he's just missing a little bit of that step as we find Tyreek Hill, his first catch in a Panthers uniform. Big gain down to the 27. We're going to see a good bit of him as well this year. Bateman and Hill, the top 2 receivers. We will still see Faust in the triple sets, 4 sets, as Young just having to roll out and throw out. But we're definitely not taking away time from Faust due to any bad play. He actually had a really good rookie season for us. As we go Chuba Hubbard here, jukes back underneath the block and will pick up a first down. 4 rushes, 89 yards, and a tutty. And with all that running in the first quarter alone, we're going to let him catch his breath. We're going to bring Barry and Winters out here for a little bit of some ground and pound game, as he will not get through Bates, but he does pick up 3. And as we're running out of time here in the first quarter, less than 20 seconds left, maybe time for 2 more plays here. We'll go with a pass on second down as Young looking to step up. He shakes off one, tries the juke, does not get it, but he pushes himself down to the 2. But that'll leave us with a 3rd and 1, where we will start in the second quarter. It is 10-3 as we're knocking on the doorstep. And of course, it's going to be Biggs versus Biggs, following our 2 strong blockers on the left-hand side. Winters gets the linebacker, and Barry will pick up the first, though extremely close to the end zone. And with us needing essentially 3 inches, how about we go with an unsung hero, a little fullback love here. As the fullback dive, Winters pushes and in. Second effort will extend our lead to 2 scores. No better way to start a new season, a title defense season, being up 17-3 on your biggest rival. As they swing it out to Pitts, that's the tight end wheel that has given this defense issues. We even saw a couple teams bring that out in the postseason because they saw it on film. Ends up being a first down, and downfield tipped away. St. Just, who sealed our Super Bowl win, gets the knockaway. Though that did take a really good job of getting back. He did get beat early on the route, which is why they threw it, and Brothers can't knock it away, though tight coverage. Asking a lot from Brothers in his first game. He's going to be matched up against Pitts a little bit today. One of the best tight ends he's going to face. As they swing it out, it's Bijan getting by first defender. A little forearm shiver to St. Just, but out after the gain of 7. And outside of the first play really for us, I gotta say, Kitchens has done a really good job under pressure. We've sent a lot of blitzes his way as we do a great job blowing up the run to the outside. First it was Owe, then Brothers. He cleans it up. This defense has probably been the most overhauled, actually is definitely the most overhauled of both sides that we have. And they've shown tremendous talent. Another knockaway, Newsome in tight coverage on Davis. And while they may want the flag, they don't get it there. Should force a punt, but the Falcons, they actually fake it, and they're gonna get the first down right down the middle. Gotta appreciate that, though. A week 1, going for it, flipping it to the fullback in a rivalry game, that is what we're here for. As we send the pressure, nearly picked by Brothers, though it's off his hands. Nearly another great play made by a young defender for us, and a lot of young players we've relied on throughout this series. I mean, the linebackers in total have been completely overhauled, and arguably one of the best groups in the NFL, though they give up the first down. But Stockton and Hodgins, they've become a dynamic duo. We also have Hartwell. We also have some great backups behind them. That's a group that I am always going to be certain will get the job done. On top of that, you add in a really good cornerback group, a young though promising safety group, a lot of promise along the defensive line as well as they extend the play, and Stockton will clean it up. This really is a team built to compete for years to come. As it's 3rd and 2, they're looking for a quick play. It opens up for Pitts, Brothers, and St. Just will bring him down at the 1. That was really just a great instance of us running out of players to cover theirs. As Bijan takes a shot from Brothers, knocked down, no gain. How about that from the rookie? 2nd and goal as they look to stretch it to the outside, and that time Bijan finds some space. Only goes of a gain of 1, and he might just have as many yards as points now. But they do leave us with a little over 2 minutes left, and this is probably where our offense is the most dangerous. At least the last couple years, we've done really well in 2-minute drives. As that is actually thrown extremely well by Young. Risky, Definitely. But he put that on Tyreek Hill. Unfortunately, does not hold on to it. 2nd and 10 then. As we've got our tight end, Blackman, with a heck of a play. If he doesn't end up getting a hand on that, that's a big play for us. As we're looking for a new play here. A little bit of a screen pass then to Tyreek Hill. We need some blocks, and we had it for a split second. Falcons, they make great play, and we only take 17 seconds off the clock. And that's where a little bit of the irony of talking about how good of a 2-minute drive offense we typically have. We don't do much. And now it's going to the Falcons. Can they make the plays as we whiff on the sack? Grady Jarrett at least forces the throwaway. McCullough was good for a couple of those last season for sure, though still a dramatic improvement for him from his rookie season to his most recent season. As they find Drake on another short route, he gets the grab, gain of 8, but not a whole lot thereafter, leaving 3rd and 2. As they're quickly back to the line. Pitts, not Pitts, that's 4-2-2 Atwell. Pretty much the exact opposite of the kind of player. I mean, what is he, like 5'7" or so? As it's Cash who gets the pick. A little revenge from last year's matchup on Tutu, who scored on him several times. We get another pick on the rookie, and we still have a minute left. Well, let's see who's gonna make the play then. As we got 2 spread either side, Tyreek to the left, Faust comes in over to the right-hand side. Giving ourselves a couple options, though. The new center did not block, and we fumble, though Clifton gets on top of it. Just an absolutely blown play there by Solier, who just didn't do anything on that. Honestly, we're pretty lucky it didn't go far worse than what it did, though. We have a 3rd and 25. Though as we head out to line up, actually pretty favorable here. If we could find Boston quickly, he has some space. That's going to be at least a 1st down as he splits the safeties. We call a timeout. Blown coverage call by the DC of the Falcons. I mean, he should really know that that is where we're going. If you leave Boston open, easy target for us, giving us some time to still take some shots towards the end zone here, as we can look for a one-on-one with Bateman. Flagged down, swatted away by Okuda, but this might be DPI, and indeed it is. And while I'm all for letting some guys rumble downfield, if you're going to call the one that we got called on, you got to call that one. So it's at least fair. And nowhere to go. Pocket quickly collapses. But with 1 timeout still to use and 8 seconds left, we can still take a shot towards the end zone. We're thinking Chuba towards that back left pylon. They'll see if someone else ends up opening up or get it out for Chuba. Just a little too high. He struggled to fight through the congestion. So inevitably, we will end up having to settle for the field goal. Cole Ford back out here for his 2nd of the day, and he will take us to halftime. It was a super hot start here for us. The 1-play touchdown from Chuba. We immediately got the pick the next play. Then we tacked on a field goal, and from there, it kind of slowed down a little bit. But we do carry a 20-10 lead into halftime, and we are the ones opening up the season. So with that, we are going to quickly get back to action. As we start the second half, it's the Falcons with possession, down 2 scores. They start Bijan down the middle, and there is still no room for Bijan. 8 carries, only 12 yards. This defense is not messing around with him. As they try to go with a little bit of read option off of it, he'll gain a couple more, but still very stingy run defense. And that is exactly what we're looking for, as it's 3rd and 7. They come out with a 3-receiver set, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, as all plays are to the outside. Tutu gets the catch, but he's shy of the first. And that time, it will actually be a punt from the Falcons, so defense gets a quick stop, and our offense has the opportunity to once again widen our lead. As Chuba bursts through the line, he picks up a 1st down, gain of 11. It's been the complete opposite type of game for him today. 5 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown. As he looks to have his 6th rush here, he shakes off of 1, gonna pick up at least another 4. Definitely thought that was 5, though close enough. It's rather early in the season to be nitpicking yardage. As it is 2nd and 6 at the 40, Barry checks in, looking for a cutback lane. It's just into a stalemate on the offensive line, maybe a gain of 1. Leaves us with 3rd and 5 as we come out with a shotgun set. Keeping things tight, just need to find someone to dump the ball off to or miss Callaway as he was wide open. So it ends up being a pretty lackluster start for both sides. As the Falcons retake the field here. Quick pass rush, Castaneda, though he does not get there. Bijan gets the catch. Gain of 9. And honestly, if they're not going to find him much on the ground, they've got to get him involved elsewhere. Through the air, that might help him out. Though on 2nd and short, they do hand it off. It's actually a decent run there for him. Ends up going for a 1st down, just not a whole lot tacked on, like what you're used to with Robinson. Perhaps just as Chuba Hubbard, maybe Robinson, a little bit of some age catching up as it's tipped. Not going to be caught by Edwards nor Davis. And all in all, a great play with the ball in the air. Brings up 2nd and 10. A strong pistol set here as they go a little bit of some read option. Stockton there to meet him in the backfield. Loss of 1. It took him a few weeks, plus some injuries last year to really get going, but once he did, nigh unstoppable as it's a 2nd pick from Cash today. We pick up the rookie now 3 times. A day that will live in the head of Kitchens for a while. And honestly, I wonder where the Falcons would be with Ritter. But either way, it's our offense out on the field as we start with a little bit of some play action. Double move, Bateman out and overthrown. It honestly hasn't been a good day for either quarterbacks. Young, 6 of 14. Most of our offensive play has been with Chuba Hubbard, who cuts back, looks for several jukes, and nearly picks up the 1st down. That is just unfair. Play was meant to go to the left. He cut back immediately. He picked up a block from Young. We'll give Young credit for that. But on 3rd and 1, we'll bring out Barry. Some fresh legs as he sticks the foot in the ground, though comes up inches short. Compton gets the stop. But despite being up by 10, the offense stays out as it's 4th and millimeters at the 35. Going back to Barry. He's stood up, but what is the decision here? It's looking like a turnover on downs. That just shows the clear difference that the middle of our offensive line has with Batonio retiring. Though we'll definitely take the Super Bowl win as Brothers wraps up Robinson. No gain. He was drafted as a strong safety, though we moved him to free. We're seeing that tackle ability from Strong showing today. As it's 2nd and 9, thrown away even though Pitts was open. Well, that gives us another opportunity to get off the field here, though. An empty set for the Falcons. They got 3 to the right, 2 to the left. As it's lofted up, Brothers can't bring it in, but he knocks it away. It's still a stop. And while there has been a lot to celebrate today, mostly with the defense, I want to get this offense moving a little bit. I don't like the fact that we haven't done anything this 2nd half. As Chuba finds some space, another 1st down rush. Don't get me wrong, I love some Chuba Hubbard here. He's been fantastic, but we need some other guys to make some plays. We need something from the passing game. That's really just been absent today. As we do find Tyreek Hill on the drag, it's a gain of 4. I think really we've just gotten a couple pop plays. Obviously, Boston had a big one in that 1st half. Just want to get a little bit more consistency with the group. That might help out a little bit. Though Young looks to scramble, he takes a hit, but he picks up the 1st. And with that, he carries us to the 4th quarter, where we still hold that same 20-10 halftime lead, though just a whole quarter later. And if that doesn't go to show where we are at right now, I don't know what else does. We need a little bit more from our offense here as we start the 4th quarter. Making a couple different checks here as they bring the safety blitz. That should get someone open somewhere. Boston leaking back across. It's honestly not very well thrown to Boston. If that was a throw to Tyreek Hill, not too bad. But it wasn't. 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. We go back to the running game, and Chuba stood up that time. So who's going to make the plays. And speaking of someone who can, Murray stepping in over the right side slot. Gonna see a little bit more of him this season. We brought him in, I want to say, as a free agent, or Reader laying out young will force a punt. But actually following a muffed attempt on the punt, goes off the back of the returner. We take back over at the 16. So the offense catching a little bit of some week one luck there. We have another opportunity to widen our lead as Chuba Hubbard bounces, slips one, takes a good shot there from their star corner. But it does go for a gain of 6. Now back to what I was trying to say with Murray. He was kind of a free agent, signed off of a practice squad, so in a way a free agent. As Boston is open, he finally gets a touchdown for us. This second half cameraman, pan to your left, he's just over there. Well, I guess we'll chalk it up to some more week one woes, but we do extend our lead 27-10 as now the Falcons down even more. Throw to the outside, held on to Davis. Strong hands. Edwards sat in pretty good coverage there, collapsed on it quickly, just wasn't able to rip it out. Leaves him with 2nd and 4. Throw to the outside, and it's a hat trick of interceptions for Cash. He gets 3 in the opening week, probably tying his total from last year. But with that, we're also going to start making some substitutions in this game. We're going to see a little bit more of Jamari Ball, the running back, plus a couple of the other receivers. We got Carvey in at center. Let's see what these guys can do with us being up several scores now late in the 4th. Though apparently Chuba Hubbard doesn't quite agree with that, and he comes out on the following play. He shouldn't have, but he did. And he's looking for some more yards here as he gets by 2, fighting through another 2 and picking up the first down. I guess he says you can look at these other guys, but hey, you just got to remember who's in charge. As it's another first down for him inside the 35. He's picked up a lot of those today. As Ball bounces it, steps the foot in the ground, runs through Okudah. Gain of 4. Now we are keeping Young out there because he honestly hasn't had a good game. So we're going to keep working him, see if he can find his groove a little bit. As once again we got Boston, though the throw is too far to the sideline. Honestly, Delpit should have picked that one off. Instead, it's 3rd and 6. We got a tight group here. A couple underneath routes is what we're looking for. Had Faust, timing was well, accuracy was awful. Not quite sure what's gotten into Young. He's taken some hits today, sure, but still expect better from him as it's another field goal for 4. And with a pretty comfortable 20-point lead now, we're also going to rotate heavily for the defensive side as well, as it's brought in by Drake London. That time being covered, I want to say Johnson, one of the guys we are potentially looking to trade away. We'll see what the interest is. Brothers forces out Davis there. So another first down. And with these younger cover guys out there, we definitely need to make sure we're not running much of any zone coverage because they very much lack that skill set. We will send some blitzes, keep the pressure up, as that's another completion going to Tutu Atwell. Though this time, not a first down, so we'll take that. Switching up the play a little bit here. Some one high to the outside. Crowley, he gets the stop, keeping it 3rd and 1. But once again, they're right back to the line. Though not going to have enough time. 2-minute warning hits. We'll catch our breath and get our defense right. Just kept going back to zone calls. Couldn't have that. So now, how about some double A gap blitz with some man behind it as what a play from Kitchens. He trucked through McCullough, though unfortunately his receiver didn't make the catch. Really couldn't have asked for any more from Kitchens on that play. We've got a lot of young guys out here. All the linebackers are young guy substitutes. And a little bit of some bump across the middle will ensure the turnover on downs. Unfortunately, didn't get to see much from a lot of those younger guys, those guys that had been out there making the plays, but still good to see that team still get the stop. Offense, we're back out here with Ball, with space down the middle. He's running right at Bates. He wanted the contact after not getting many carries last year. He definitely had a few carries, one of which was a touchdown. Was it in the Super Bowl or no? It was NFC Conference, though it looks like he might have a tutty here, though in comes Akuda, but that will not stop him. But that will bring an end to this one. A dominant showing in week 1. And at the very end of it, not too bad, I would say. A dominant win in week 1 against your rival. That's just a fantastic way of starting your title defense. Offense still has me a little bit worried. We didn't do a whole lot in that second half, broke off a couple big plays, but outside of that, need to get the passing game going a little bit. But by far, the defense was the MVPs today. 252 total offensive yards was all the Falcons were able to do. And that was all passing. A lot of it pretty late. We only allowed 17 rushing yards in total against Bijan Robinson. Bryce Young, he ends up having a kind of game. Well, he had the touchdown, 101 yards, but 42% completion. That is worse than Kitchens, who at the end, he threw 5 interceptions. One of those we did not see. Final play of the game, he just tossed up a Hail Mary. It got picked off by Johnson, the cornerback. Expected a little bit more from Young. Hopefully he finds his groove shortly. But the running game, what a day. Chuba Hubbard, 11 carries, 140 yards and a touchdown. And his big rush only counted for half of it, so the 70. So he still ran for 7 yards per carry if you take away his longest run. So fantastic. Ball, he's very serviceable. We have a fantastic running back group. But Bijan Robinson, 1.6 yards per carry. I don't know if he's ever been held to that in this series. So great job, defense. Hopefully we see a little bit more of our receivers in the next couple games. We really didn't get to see much from Tyreek Hill, but hey, in a blowout win, we will take it. But definitely a whole lot of love for the defense. Brothers led us in tackles, his first career game. Really glad we made the decision to start him. We had 2 TFLs from Stockton, Brothers, Edwards, and Hodgins each had 1. And we did not get any sacks, though we were close to getting some sacks. But Jaquan Cash, 3 picks. Devontae Johnson, as mentioned, he got the one at the very end. Newsome had one as well to get us going. All in all, such a great game. But as I still have to get things set up for the Scouts, we will end it on the week 1 screen just to savor the win even more. We will see the Jaguars, a little bit of a rematch rather quickly yet again next episode. So do not miss it. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yet again, we're going to go through an entire season title defense, try to win another Super Bowl, and then it'll be up to you guys to vote on if we go into the multi-year sim or if we go through one more season, and that would get us closer to the next Madden release. All up to you guys. So make sure you're hitting that bear icon or scrolling down and hit the sub button and tip that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live, but when I post polls or post anything on the community tab as well. We also have the state-only challenge currently going in. It's going down to the wire for the Kentiana, Kentucky and Indiana. Season 5, slow start. Will Levis, our quarterback, got shaken up week 1. We need Bailey Zappi to carry us until his return, and we need to see the best we've seen from that group, or the challenge ends. So we'll see you guys next time as we have a little bit of a Super Bowl rematch.